The hope of everyone when they commence their digital marketing effort is that they will write a blog post or do a video or leave a comment, like I mentioned in the last episode, or run an ad, and that magically their awesomeness will be displayed to those people around them and work will come flooding in, but then it doesn't happen. Let's talk about expectations. My name is Chris Hargraves. This is the Digital Marketing Mastery Series for Lawyers. You can find this and more things at digitalmarketingforlawyers.com, and we're talking about expectations. In particular, expectations about time and expectations about impact of your work. First and foremost, I think it's important that we have realistic expectations about our own competency because, as I've discussed in the past, if you're relying heavily, say, on a written blog style to engage with your people, then you better be really good at it because that's not always going to move the needle, if only because there are enormous amounts of content, but also because you're probably not as good as you think you are. I am certainly not as good as I think I am, and I know many people who are not as good as they think they are. So be careful about relying solely on your own awesomeness to bring in some sort of unbelievable success when it comes to your digital marketing efforts. But the other thing I wanted to talk about is time. The reality is that successful relationship building, which is, as I mentioned way back in the earlier episodes, is about a long-term investment in other people. So while you are building assets, and that is valuable, ultimately digital marketing, like every form of marketing, is about relationship development. And what you need to consider with that in mind is how long is it going to take you to build enough trust, enough likability, enough expertise, enough perception in the marketplace for that to have a dramatic impact upon your business? Because it really is more like a snowball effect than a sudden avalanche. Okay, you start layering up conversations and trust through your many avenues of contact points with people, and over time they see more of you, so you become known. Over time you build your connections, so you become known with that too. Over time you develop your expertise by weighing into conversations, by producing articles or content in some way. You have that perception of expertise in the marketplace, and so you develop trust through that. And over time, by demonstrating generosity and kindness and all the sorts of things that are good so far as relationships are concerned, you become liked in your industry. Now, that can happen over differing periods of time because there is, of course, going to be a different level for each of those three levers that is required in order for someone to hire you, depending on your business and, of course, depending on their needs. If you're in litigation, it is very difficult to find someone who just happens to be about to look for a litigation lawyer, and so you need to adopt a slightly different philosophy about the impact of your content or your digital marketing strategy. However, what if you are in conveyancing? What if you are in fixed fee, DUI style criminal law, or that sort of smaller investment style of legal service? It might be that some of those things don't necessarily all need to be ticked off to quite the same extent as if you're solely concerned with multi-billion-dollar class action sort of cases or huge corporation disputes where you need to be incredibly expert, you need to be incredibly trusted, and you need to have the right decision makers who like you enough to send you that work. Because there's obviously a difference. If I'm going to invest $300 in a sale of a conveyance, I'm probably not going to need someone who is the best absolute gun lawyer in the universe to do that, because it's got a different level of service requirement and it's very price competitive. So consider that when it comes to your digital marketing efforts, and consider how you are factoring in the time investment required. You can't just sort of waft into someone's life and out again and then hope that in 19 months' time, if they do have a piece of litigation, they might hire you. It's a long-term investment. Much like any form of relationship development is, you can't expect to get married tomorrow if you only met someone today. So, have a look at your strategy. Does it incorporate that longer-term investment in terms of getting to know people and building those relationships, or are you hoping that every single article you write is going to result in an immediate buying decision? I think you need to consider it from your personal practice perspective, and you need to think about how you are weighing up those decisions about what kind of content you produce, how you engage with people over the long term. That's it for today. Leave a review, hit the like button, do all the nice things, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube, and I will see you soon.